There's one in every classroom.
Okay, I call this organizational meeting to order.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I make a motion to appoint that Evan Eckler act as temporary, chairman.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye, okay.
I will make a motion that Francis Fruhan serve as chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
I will second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye, okay. Okay, I'll make a motion that Everett Everett serve as vice chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Sandy Brink as the township secretary treasurer at the recommended annual salary of $12,000.
Okay, I'll second that. And quickly after every appointment, we'll just look up, see if they have any questions, and we'll move to the next one. Questions? Okay. Okay, you made the motion. I guess I will second that. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, I make a motion to appoint Sandy Brink as open records officer.
I will second that.
Questions? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. I will make a motion that the tax collectors commission remain at 4%.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
I will make a motion to approve the tax collector's appointing of Lois Nagy as deputy tax collector.
Okay, did we miss? No, tax collector's elected, so yes. Okay. I will second that. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Good.
I'll make a motion that Evan Everett work as roadmaster.
Okay. I'll second that. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
You abstain?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to appoint Francis Fruhan as assistant roadmaster.
I will second that.
Questions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
I'll make a motion authorizing Francis Fruhan to work as laborer.
I'll second that.
Questions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Abstain? Okay. I'll make a motion authorizing Sandy Brink to work as laborer.
I'll second that.
Are these positions something you've already had, or are you
This
just...
is like a script that's probably been, I don't know, last 4 or 5 years as far as I know. They're kind of mostly reappointments. We just say appoint. And just in case, I don't know when the last time you did any labor on the road, but like flag person is probably, in case for some reason one of us has to help flagging or something, then we're authorized, we're under the insurance to do that. We're on the payroll to do that. We can act as a legitimate employee.
And you've done this before, like last year, or is this something new?
This has been, I don't know how many years back.
Every year.
So
This could have been 20 years back, I
you've been
don't know.
labor before?
Yeah,
Oh.
every year.
Okay.
he does have something to do with one of their boards. I don't believe he is actual solicitor. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Can you say what you pay him, like in a year?
Oh, it's 95 an hour. I don't know what our total would be. There's retainer, 200, 250 a quarter, 275. Quarter.
No, 300, you're thinking.
300, okay, yeah.
340.
Okay, I don't know the total.
Like what you paid last year, like what did you pay him? Do you have a total or?
If you get one, I mean, when do you,
Things like close out.
yeah, when you close out the year and, yeah, we'll have it, okay. All right, can you vote on that one? Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll make a motion to make the following reappointments. Timothy Berg is police chief, with an hourly rate of $17.08. Michael Hornet is part-time sergeant at an hourly rate of $15.42. Levi Tiffany is part-time police officer at an hourly rate of $13.50.
I'll second that.
Now, is that the same rate they had last year?
Everybody's with the chiefs, and his is up from 16 something last year. That was part of the collective bargaining agreement.
And that's the best you guys can do? I mean, for a police officer, it sounds kind of low.
Everything's kind of low, I don't, but that's what the collective bargaining agreement says. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I make a motion to reappoint Francis
You
Fruhan
don't
as,
appoint,
to appoint Francis Fruhan as police administrator.
I have a second.
questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Can you describe the job of police administrator?
You did last meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we read the whole thing.
You read it then?
There's probably a 10, 12 point description as resolution.
Is that something new also?
We had like last year, police liaison, in the
Yeah.
past, or different names.
Francis, so that wasn't a position that was put out to the public, because I received a letter from
We
Peg Miller.
didn't advertise, and we don't discuss any, applications or letters of applications we receive.
Okay.
All right. Got a vote? Yeah, we just voted on that. Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion for Francis Fruhan to be the primary representative for the Northern Tier Coalition.
Second that.
Okay. All in favor?
And that's for the zoning board? What is Northern
No,
Tier?
that's something that the Northern Tier Coalition, that was started probably 8, 9, it was kind of, I think it was started for zoning of the leaf, whatever, composting grant, and 8 or 9 years ago, and it's the northern quarter of the county. It's about 12, 13 municipalities, and, they have their meetings, I think they're every quarter, every 3 months, and not really any new business. The zoning's gone, the leaf sucker thing is kind of, is running its course, I guess. There's a little business on that, and so it's not a biggie. That's why it used to be monthly, now it's 3 times a year.
Didn't you just have a meeting just recently?
No, they're probably
Might have been in October.
Yeah, I think it was in October.
I think it was October.
Yeah, I can't remember where they fall. They advertise when they're at, and they'll notify us.
And you went to the last one?
Yeah, I probably missed maybe last 2 years, 1 or 2, maybe 1. So, but they hold them at each municipality takes a turn. They rotate through, and we'll have one this year. And
Any zoning that you've decided to create, or
I mean, that's all done. Zoning is
it's all done, it's not a new issue? Are they opening it up for like,
I'm not. No.
you're not?
Okay. Okay. Did we? Let's see. Okay. You made the motion. Did you second that? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll make a motion for Ever and Everett to be alternate representative for the Northern Tier Coalition.
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. I make a motion that Paul Adams be appointed to fill the expired 5-year term on the Silver Lake Municipal Authority, effective now through the end of 2017.
I'll second that.
Okay. Questions? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Paul Adams, is that a new position for him?
No, that's the first time he's been on it, but this.
It's the first time
board's been
he's,
around since
but he's the
70s.
first time for him.
First time for him, yes. New member.
And then who appoints him? You are appointing them?
Well, the Board of Supervisors appoints one. There's 5-member board. Every year it's like rotated, different.
So now
Position comes
he's
up.
what, the chairman, is he like, what is that position?
No, he's just, he's the
On
new
the
guy
board.
on the board. I mean, they
Who's
elect
he
their own.
replacing?
The term was formerly held by
I think Dominic's.
Dominic, I don't know if he started with that, and then Martha Speed
And she left
finished it
now?
out.
She's done then?
Well,
She-
Paul, we're making a motion
Paul
that Paul
replaced.
be
Okay, that's
reappointed
all.
and second that, so. And it's 5-member board, they have their own reorganizational meeting, they make their own bylaws, they govern other than us appointing them or not appointing them, they're an autonomous board, and they manage the two
sewer.
lagoons and the sewer systems, yeah, so. Okay. You voted on that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to reappoint on Silver Lake Township Planning Commission, Brian Gardner and Steve Whitmore.
I will second.
Okay. Questions? Okay.
Aye.
All right, all in favor? Yeah, aye. Okay, I make a motion to reappoint Susquehanna County Council of Governments is sewage enforcement.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I will make a motion to reappoint Code Inspections, Inc. as the UCC Building Code Enforcement.
I will second that.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You ready?
All right, I'll just blast through these 3, make the motions, then we'll open up all 3 for comment, and then we'll vote. Okay.
So I'll make a motion to appoint Francis Fruhan as assessment permit officer for the UCC and sewage enforcement liaison.
I will second.
Okay, that's okay. I make a motion to appoint Evan Everett as the alternate assessment permit officer in UCC and sewage code enforcement liaison.
I'll second.
Okay. And I'll make a motion to appoint Sandy Brink as an alternate assessment permit officer in UCC and sewage enforcement liaison.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any questions on those? Okay. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I will make a motion to reappoint Pliggett and Peoples, I think it's Neighborhood Bank now. Peoples Neighborhood Bank as the banks and depository for the township in 2013.
Okay, I will second that. Okay. All in favor? All right.
I will make a motion to keep the line of credit in the amount of $50,000 open with Peoples Neighborhood Bank.
And I will second that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Brian Gardner as chairman of the vacancy board.
I'll second that.
What's a vacancy board?
Say we're filling in, say we're making an appointment for a position, it could be a vacancy in supervisor, it could be auditor, it could be planning commission, it could be municipal authority. If say there's a, I'm trying to think, if there would be a probably could not be a tie. If somebody had to recuse themselves, or maybe it's probably one of us, I'm gonna say it's probably one of us, as for supervisor, that's where there could be a tie. Say if one person resigned, you know, the two remaining had, different opinions, they wanted to appoint different people, then the vacancy board casts a vote. I don't know that we've ever been through that, so I don't know the procedure. If it ever came to that, then we'd consult our solicitor on how to properly do that. Okay, we made the motion, the second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, I'll make a motion that the supervisor's meeting pay remain at $370 per quarter.
I will second.
All in favor? This is already set by ordinance, by the way, and there's a maximum set by law in the second-class township code, and I think it's only a couple $100 apart from, you know, what our ordinance is last year, so. Okay, did we vote on that? Yeah. Okay.
Ready? I'll make a motion for 8 paid holidays for township employees and 80 hours vacation paid and 24 hours sick pay for employees of the township.
I will second that. All in favor? Aye.
I will make a motion that the township auditor's rate be $10 an hour.
I'll second that. All in favor?
And who's
That's also
who's
set
the
by law.
auditor?
Kinshow, Betty Brown, Mary Ann Kukowski. Okay, we voted for that? We voted on that. If you could ask your question like after the second, and then that's kind of the public comment time, and then we'll vote and then move on to the next. I'm losing track whether we voted and everything.
You know, it just goes so quickly, it takes time for the brain to...
All right, I'll try to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that labor rates for township employees are as follows. Skilled laborer mechanic, that'll be $15.50 an hour. Utility laborer at $15 per hour. Roadmaster, that'd be recommended at $16 per hour.
I will second.
Okay, any questions on that? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. And just make a note that rates for supervisors and employees are set and approved by the Board of Auditors. And that's the code, township code too. Okay.
I'll make a motion that Silver Lake Township Volunteer Fire Company provides fire and emergency services to Silver Lake Township and Susquehanna Township, and the fire company's members hereby authorize attendance of all fires, training, mutual aid calls, and all other activities authorized by the fire company chief and officers.
I will second.
Okay. Questions? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion to accept the list of fire police as submitted by the fire chief.
Okay, I will second that. Questions? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I will make a motion to advertise in the Susquehanna County, transcript or independent?
Independent, wait, I both. Right.
Susquehanna County Independent.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay. I'll just discuss this for, ask, see if anybody wants to ask some questions. So we're using the Binghamton Press. They reduced their number of classifieds. I think it used to be every day of the week, maybe except, I don't know if Sundays included. They reduced it to 2 or 3 times a week, plus you had to, and then they changed it, you had to have like at least a week's notice. And that was my understanding, the reason that they always use the Binghamton Press, that they, in case they had to do a meeting, they could advertise it, you could have an ad in within the next day or 2, then they could have the meeting, and it's a very short turnaround. Now there's really no advantage to that. Susquehanna County Independent, you can have it in by actually that Monday. If you have whatever you want to advertise that Monday, it'll be in the Wednesday's paper. And quite a lot of the municipalities in this area do use that, the Independent, and I think it's more likely to be read rather than buried, in the legal and things press. So, any questions?
Any cost difference?
At the cost, let me run, see if, I don't think it's that much.
Not significant?
I wrote down their costs. All right, I called the Scranton office, $1.67 per line, $4 affidavit fee. That doesn't sound right. It sounds, what if they're a typical ad, like 65 bucks?
About 45.
It seems cheaper, to me, unless I'm missing something. $1.67 per line, $4 affidavit fee. I mean, the circulation isn't nearly as big overall, but,
That's the Independent?
This is the Independent, but
So what was the Binghamton Press?
Ran about $47, depending on the length of the ad.
Okay, compared to,
this, I don't know what a typical ad might be. It could be 10 lines are pretty small,
that's $16, $1.60 a line?
Yeah, say it's $2 a line, 10, 20. It sounds like you're under 30 bucks. It'd be my, unless I'm missing something.
It wasn't the cost, it was more so, the public could see it better.
Yeah, there's no benefit to the press, and the public's definitely gonna see stuff better here. I mean, just,
No, I was just curious. I would think that the small paper would be cheaper, but
they might be. It sounds like, again, unless I miss some kind of fee or base fee. Okay, ready to vote?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, I will make a motion that the regular monthly supervisors meetings be held the first Monday of each month at 7 p.m. unless a holiday, then on the Tuesday immediately following at the Silver Lake Township building.
Second.
Question? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, now here's something new that I know a lot of some municipalities do it. Some have actually 2 monthly meetings where they actually do business. Here's what I'm proposing, just is to have a monthly work session. And what I have in mind, I know we have, I think it's by April, we have to have a new floodplain ordinance is adopted, and we're also adopting the new FEMA flood maps as part of that ordinance. So we're gonna have to review that. That'll probably take a couple meetings. Hopefully, like with our budget, we can actually, get a head start and do some of these, and maybe not even hold special, other than at these already scheduled special meetings, rather than have like 3 in the last month. We might be able to get by just with these meetings, these monthly special meetings, and if we start early, get our budget done. Sometimes there might be correspondence or whatever that, like the Census Bureau is always sending stuff, and it'd be nice just to sit down here. A lot of the things the chairman's supposed to, sign them, and then, any information Sandy can just get it out of the files that we need, and we can just kind of take care of little piddly paperwork, administrative stuff that's really not like an action that you would do at a meeting. It's just or anything requiring all 3 supervisors to do that would be at a meeting. So essentially it would be a work session, just like similar to our budget work sessions. And anything we put together and ultimately take an action on, that would happen and be explained at the regular monthly meeting. And if we don't have any work to do, we'll put just like the planning committee does, we put a sign right on the door. I'm thinking just to kind of make it easy to remember, if everybody remember, maybe the second Monday, but move it up to 5 o'clock. And we can around the way home from work or right after work. Do that. Sound reasonable? All right, well, I guess I'll read it out. And I guess if the Monday's a holiday, we'll make it the second, just like the other meeting. Okay, I will make a motion that monthly work sessions be held on the second Monday of each month at 5 p.m. unless a holiday, then on the day immediately following at the Silver Lake Township Building.
Second.
Okay, questions on that? Okay.
What, is that a
Yeah.
public, is that a public session?
Oh, yeah, that's why we're doing it, they're public, just like, I think yeah, Tom, you came to a few of those monthly, budget work sessions.
Yes.
There's 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, and they're like the I guess the zoning ad hoc committee thing, were those work sessions, or were they more like committee? Yeah, so they're open to the public, yeah. I mean, there's not like a agenda where we're doing business, reading minutes or anything, because nothing can officially be approved, you know, it's just, again, a work session for a meeting. And, you know, there's no public comment period or anything like that, you know.
Will you announce at the regular meeting, is that what you said, what's going to be discussed at the work session? Will you,
I mean, if we know we got something up, yeah, we could do that, or somebody asks, remind us, yeah. I think the next.
are you going to have one then next week?
Trying to think if I can get some of that, I don't. If we have something to work on, you know, I'm gonna try to. March, I don't know. I gotta pull some stuff together for the floodplain ordinance, have, you know, sample, you know, boilerplate things. I gotta get in touch with the lady from, you know, like a lady working for PSATs that is like an expert on these things, and she assists municipalities.
So at this point, you don't have a meeting for next week?
Well, we're gonna advertise to have them, yeah. We don't know.
If there's
Yeah.
no business, it'll be posted in the door.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty sure we'll be having them, you know, certainly probably February, March, getting ready for that. If we have something to do, if we can pull some stuff together, you know, to have a productive meeting, we're gonna do it, and that's kind of the purpose of it. Rather than advertising every time we have, because I know we got a lot of things to do this year, a little probably.
Well, then how could you announce it so that we know that there's going to be something, we can come to it?
If I know for sure that we got stuff to do, we can do that.
But how would you announce it?
The second
Just right at the
Monday of
meeting.
every month.
I mean, we're announcing it we're advertising in the paper.
Yes,
And we'll put it right on
thank
the
you.
website. So that's how it's being announced. It's being announced now, you know, if we vote.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to come to the door and find out, oh, you didn't have enough things to do, so
That's
there's
how
no
the
meeting.
planning commission is every month.
Yeah.
Their meetings are exactly the same.
So we have to travel, and it's like January, February, get in a car, and
Well,
then
then
find
there's,
out when I get to the door. Can't you put something like on the website and say, well, this,
We could do that if Jim's, I don't.
I don't want to get into that every month.
Yeah.
if you're going to actually have a work session, and what the theme is? Like, what are you going to discuss? Like, you could put that on a website. And this way you tell the people, like we're going to discuss the floodplain. And it's going to be February.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's really no agenda. It might be calling that afternoon, do you have anything, we have any mail, what do you have, and is it worth holding a session, and we'll do it. I usually think about that, but I mean, for right now, I mean, I just want to keep it simple. And I mean, that's what a lot of municipalities do, that's been recommended by other municipalities, our solicitor suggested it. And it's,
That's the usual format. It sounds so informal.
they are.
So loose.
They are, yeah. Because we're not doing any business or taking any action. There's no, I mean, there's no votes, there's no,
So it's just discussion.
yeah, there's nothing can happen. There's nobody pulling a fast one or voting anything in or out, you know, there's nothing but. Yeah.
You talked about advertising. Aren't you putting this thing in so you don't have to advertise?
We're advertising for the whole year. I'm gonna do it now. And just like on the calendar of events for the website, I mean, we have that regular monthly meeting first Monday.
So you're gonna advertise in the paper once and say there's this meeting every second Monday of the month?
Yep.
Is that it? And you do the same thing for the township supervisors meetings? You don't advertise those every month, do you?
No, once for the year. The planning committee, I don't know if they run their ad or we run it for them.
We usually don't.
They advertise. I think the municipal authority is gonna do their own. They have their organizational meeting coming up.
Makes sense, I guess. I suppose,
We're gonna give it a try. I mean, if it ends up, hey, doesn't work, we could always put an ad cancel and let everybody know we're not gonna do it
We could always
anymore.
call any one of you if we wanted to find out if it was on, right?
That's right.
Or you could have a message on the phone.
Who?
If it was canceled. If it was
We're
canceled.
gonna make it, let's just start.
Let's see how it
Let's
goes.
start
Yeah, I don't
the
even know
way
if
it
this
is
is gonna be, it might not be worthwhile at all. It might be,
Yeah, I understand.
so
We'll do it
we're
the
trying
same as the
it.
planning
We're giving it a try. And,
Yeah, the idea is to keep it simple.
yeah, and we might, if it revolves, you know, I don't know how it's gonna work out. We might make some adjustments, let people advertise. I don't know. I don't know yet. This is brand new for us. Okay, any more? Okay. And I guess we'll just make a note also that if the meeting's not held, that we'll post it on the board. All in favor? Aye? Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn the organizational portion of this meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye, okay. Okay, okay. All right, I call the regular monthly Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Okay, Sandy, if we can have the minutes from the previous monthly meeting.
The Silver Lake Township Supervisors held a regular monthly meeting on Monday, December 3rd, 2012 at the Silver Lake Township Building. Francis Schumann called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. and everyone saluted the flag. The minutes from the November meeting were read and approved on a motion made by Evan Everett and seconded by Francis Schumann. The treasurer's report was read and held for audit on a motion made by Evan Everett and seconded by Francis Schumann. General correspondence. No Act 14 notices regarding proposed wall pads. Public comment. Vera Scroggins said she contacted DEP for right-to-know information regarding water issues in the county. She said Cabot has several wells in the Lenox area with contaminated wells, and these people now have water buffaloes as well as emission stacks. New business. The 2007 International Plow Truck has a balance on the loan of approximately $36,000. After the payment from the state funds account has cleared. There will be another payment from the equipment fund in the amount of approximately $13,900. This leaves a remaining debt of $21,000. There is enough money in the equipment fund to pay off this loan. Francis Fruhan made a motion to pay off the loan, off of the 2007 International truck. Evan Everett seconded, approved. The 1994 Ford F-350 auction will close on December 12th. Evan Everett made a motion to advertise for a special meeting to review the bids received on Monday, December 17, 2012 at 7:30 a.m. Francis Fruhan seconded, approved. Francis Fruhan spoke regarding the proposed position of police administrator. This position would replace the police liaison. Mr. Fruhan read a resolution number 2012-104 drafted by the township solicitor to replace police liaison with police administrator and would tie in with the forthcoming new police policies and procedures manual with the collective bargaining agreement. Chief Berg asked if this covered full-time officers. Francis Fruhan explained it would apply to full-time and part-time officers. Francis Fruhan made a motion to adopt the resolution as read. Evan Everett seconded, approved. There is approximate loan balance on the 2009 and 2010 police Tahoes. It has been calculated that $10,000 from the police fund account can be applied to this loan and still have a sufficient balance left to roll over into 2013 to meet expenses until the 2013 tax revenue starts to come in. Francis Fruhan made a motion to apply the $10,000 from the police fund account to the loan for the 2 Tahoes. Evan Everett seconded, approved. Francis Fruhan read resolution number 2012-105 to provide supplemental appropriations to the 2012 budget. This resolution amends the current 2012 budget to show that the Act 13 money received in 2012 and to state what will be done with the money this year. Approximately $133,000 was received. $30,000 is proposed to be applied to the purchase of the 2010 Tahoe from the bank in 2013. The remainder of the Act 13 money will be deposited into a capital reserve fund being set up by Pliget. Tom Drista asked if this is a bad winter, if money from the Act 13 could be used to take care of roads. Mr. Fruhan said the Act 13 money can be used for roads. Kim Fruhan expressed concern and said we do not know what kind of impact the gas industry will have on the township yet, and as much as possible should be kept in the capital reserve fund to help with future impacts. Francis Fruhan made a motion to adopt resolution 2012-105. Evan Everett seconded, approved. Francis Fruhan presented the 2013 budget. Evan Everett noted the only planned purchase reflected in the equipment fund is to trade in the Ingersoll Rand roller for a different roller. The proposed budget will be posted on the website. Tom Drista asked if there would be a tax reduction in 2014. Francis Fruhan said that tax reduction is an approved Act 13 use and could be looked at next year when the budget is prepared. Francis Fruhan made a motion to advertise the proposed budget. Evan Everett seconded, approved. The 2013 budget will be adopted at a special meeting to be held December 27, 2012 at 5 p.m. The reorganizational meeting will be held on Monday, January 7, 2013 at 7 p.m. and the auditors meeting Tuesday, January 8, 2013 at 7 p.m. These dates are state law. Chief Tim Berg gave the police report with 23 incidents for the month of November. A resident asked if any arrests have been made on the break-ins. The chief said it was an ongoing investigation. Evan Everett gave the road report. Road crew is getting ready for snow. New plow truck is ready to be used. Assessment permits none, driveway permits none. Francis Fruhan made a motion to pay the bills as submitted. Evan Everett seconded, approved. As no further business was presented, Evan Everett adjourned the meeting. Francis Fruhan adjourned the meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I'll second that.
Somebody did the special?
Yeah, you got it. 2 of them.
Okay. Minutes from the special meeting from December 17th. Silver Lake Township Supervisors held a special meeting on Monday, December 17th, 2012 at 7:30 a.m. The purpose of this meeting was to review bids received from Auctions International for the sale of the 2004 Ford F-350 truck. Highest bid received...
Did you say 04 or
94.
Okay.
Highest bid received was in the amount of $1,700 even. Evan Everett made a motion to accept this bid. Sandy Brink seconded. All voted in favor. Approved. As no further business was presented, the meeting was adjourned.
You in agreement with that, or? We'll make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Okay, I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on just a second. Just write down the date here. Okay. And then the special minutes from the December 27 meeting, the 2013 budget adoption. The Silver Lake Township Supervisors held a special meeting on Thursday, December 27, 2012 at 5 p.m. The purpose of the meeting was to receive any written and oral comments regarding the 2013 budget. No comments were received. Francis Fruhan made a motion to adopt the 2013 budget as presented at the December 3, 2012 regular supervisors meeting. Unanimous second. All voted in favor. Approved. As no further business was presented, the meeting was adjourned.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Yep, treasurer's report.
General fund. EFTPS, which are payroll taxes, $1,687.67. Pennsylvania Department of Revenue, $213.13. Department of Revenue again, $201.56. Sandy Brink, $210 even. Sandy Brink, $371 even. Chris Short, $934.35. Evan Everett, $974.31. Seth Everett, $940.83. Ed Noack, $58.37. John Nagy, $65.51. Claverack Electric, $187.85. Guy Singer, $1,090.60. Timothy Berg, $823.58. Michael Hornick, $308.51. Levi Tiffany, $441.48. Frontier, $296.88. Evan Everett, $974.31. Seth Everett, $940.83. Ed Noack, $99.15. Timothy Berg, $823.58. Michael Hornick, $112.50. Levi Tiffany, $275.48. Bennett's Auto Repair, $45 even. Bradco Supply, $535.50. Brian Gardner, $125 even. Broom Bituminous, $71.40. Brian Young, $100. Cintas, $357.80. Fastenal, $35.22. Jerry Durham, $25 even. Kate Bowman, $125 even. L&D Stoneworks, $988.68. Bud Soden, $100 even. Steve Whitmore, $100 even. Tolmage Tire, $58 even. Williams Oil and Propane, $931.98. Damascus Quarries, $1,080.15. Chase Car Services, $550.14. Gannett Central Newspapers, $58.47. Guardian, $632.16. Francis Fruhan, $593.68. And EFTPS, $1,593.98. Starting with a balance of $211,251.69. Receipts at $18,747.39. Disbursements at $31,183.94. Leaving a balance of $198,815.14. State funds, Bradco Supply, $32,147.57. Cook Brothers Truck Parts, $45.28. David Harris Shimshak, $230 even. People's Neighborhood Bank, $14,670 even. Fleet Pride, $107.90. Chase Card Services, $837.38. Started with a balance of $103,476.72. Receipts at $4.02. Disbursements at $47,996.54, leaving a balance of $55,484.16. Equipment fund, John Nagy, $31.60, and John Nagy, $21.88. Started with a balance of $100,000, $783.60. Receipts at $10,604.06. Disbursements $53.48. Leaving a balance of $111,333.83. Building fund, People's Neighborhood Bank, $1,281.43. John Nagy, $6.74. Started with a balance of $12,140.02. Receipts at $5,942.53. Disbursements at $1,288.17. Leaving a balance of $16,794.38. And fire company, John Nagy, $16.83. Started with a balance of $10. Receipts at $16.84. Disbursements at $16.83. Leaving a balance of $10.01.
Please.
Oh, did I miss these? Oh, sorry. My tab must have come off. There we go. Sorry. And police fund, sorry. Frontier, $166.09. Dan's, $26.24. People's Neighborhood Bank, $3,500. Silver Lake General Fund, $10,973.44. Verizon, $85.21. AT&T, $36.58. Chase Car Services, $199.90. And Guardian, $158.04. Started with a balance of $65,901.24. Receipts at $2,987.81. Disbursements at $16,180.77. Leaving a balance of $52,708.28.
Okay.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Second that? All in favor? Correspondence? No Act 14 notices. We already know, well pads received last month, is that correct? Okay. Public comment? Tom?
I would like to see the township supervisor consider replacing the oil-fired furnace we have in the garage with a geothermal system. That would be a closed-loop system, and it would operate at approximately 66% less than what we're using for the fuel oil. This is a system very similar to what Bridgewater Township has put in their building. I've had this geothermal system in my house for approximately 20 years, and there's no comparison to the cost of the geothermal system versus fuel oil. And one of the advantages, if the township is doing it, we have a backhoe, and we have, I'm sure, a competent operator on the backhoe, so all the trenching could be done by the township, and the only thing we'd be hiring out would be the installation of the heating system itself.
So you're talking not drilling wells, you're talking dig the ditches.
Trench.
I don't think we ever could. We have a Buckeye, we have 2 pipelines that go through our parking lot. We have our underground phone service through the parking lot. Buckeye has a 50-foot right-of-way right across the center of the parking lot in front of the Cinder Building.
Well, we could have it located anywhere.
Do you know how many feet you would need?
They'd have to do the final study, but basically.
We have our out back, we have our line for our sewer system. I mean, I think it's a great idea if we had enough room to do it, and I'll talk to Bridgewater and look into it.
Right.
But, I mean, we have a lot of stuff in the ground here that would limit us. I mean, if we could save money doing it, I'd be happy to do it. Yours is ran off an artesian well, correct?
Well, no, it's run off the pump that we use for the
Right,
household
but
water.
you don't have any pipes buried in the ground, correct?
No, we got the open loop.
Right. We'll look into it.
Open loop, what you
take it out of the
pump
well.
out and you actually pump in.
No, we take it out of the well, run it through our geothermal system, and then we dump it out.
Okay.
It
Do you
goes
do
down-
heating and cooling or just?
Oh, heating and cooling both.
Okay. I mean, I hear there's a payback when you do both, and
Oh, well,
and you know what, this is what I've heard, like just doing like structural engineering for like mechanical contractors where they're installing these, and the payback period, essentially, it's as long as the equipment life, and if they weren't getting like matching money from, or New York State or whatever paying to do it, that there wouldn't be a payback, but that's some people's opinion, but.
I know, I just upgraded
Up in
mine.
this part of the country.
I just upgraded mine this past year, and it has a 10-year warranty where any repairs necessary will be done free of charge.
Two items. First, I'd appreciate it if, along with the treasurer's report, we could have a total cash on hand from all the accounts added up every month. You know, you'd go through about 6 accounts and you end up with this much money in each one. Be nice to know what the total was that the township has every month. Okay, do we do that?
We'll look into it.
And it's just a simple thing, run the totals. Okay? Now, when you, to kind of weigh in on your heat pump concept, what size power service do you have in this place?
200 amp.
It would be just about,
We actually have 3-phase, but we don't use it.
oh, you have 200 amp 3-phase?
I'm not an electrician, but the building had 3-phase in it. Everything that, like we just had to replace our motor on our oil-fired furnace, that's 220. You know, and it's a single-phase motor, but the building is capable of 3-phase.
Well, because the saws used to be in here, I'm guessing.
Right.
All right, so if you got a 200 amp 3-phase service, then you could have all of the geothermal, they call it now, it's just a heat pump. And it probably would be a lot cheaper than oil.
But how many feet of pipe do you need in the ground to
Well, if you got a problem with pipe, use wells.
drill wells?
Yeah, you have a well here now,
Yeah.
you might be able to, if there's enough volume on that well, you may just be able to use it. Worth looking into. Even better, I mean, you've already got the floor down out there. You have tubing in the floor.
I wish they had that. I wish they had done that because when the township moved here, they poured a new 4-inch slab on top, which they could have put there, but the forced hot air was the cheapest, and that's what we have, and there's no change in that.
You got jackhammers.
With that jackhammer in the floor out.
He's volunteering.
Yeah, forced air would probably, what do you spend a year in oil? To heat the garage, roughly?
I think we budget $4,500 for the whole building. That's with propane, and I don't know exactly what it is for, our fuel oil.
I would guess that you would have a few-year payback. I think, Francis, what you're talking about in this area is the air-to-air units. Those are very inefficient when it gets real cold.
Right.
Because you're trying to pump from like 0 degrees outside to 70. When you go with a well, you're looking at like 55-degree water year-round. And of course, the beauty of it is, in a heat pump, there's a little valve where you just go click and it turns into an air conditioner. And once again, it's cheap to run. Not that you may have to air condition the garage, but you're pumping the heat downhill. You're pumping from a 80-degree building, let's say, into 45-degree water rather than an 80-degree building into 100-degree outside air. So they're quite efficient. Couple of bucks up front, but might be a good place to put some of your Act 33 or whatever it is impact money next year. Certainly well worth looking into.
Great.
I was reading the subdivision and land development ordinance administration, the saldo from the county. But I noticed it says remaining 8 municipalities listed below govern subdivisions and land developments with their own ordinance, which we're listed on there. Okay, so we do our own land use.
Yeah, that was passed in '09, and it's similar, the county one was used as the boilerplate markup, and there were meetings that was done after that, hog zoning and the supervisors.
Because they've added, I have the brand new one, I don't know if you looked at some of the things, but they've added a lot to do, like the saldo adds a lot with oil and gas. Is the saldo?
And how old is this? Is this a proposed?
No, this is right now, it's on the.
They just passed a new one?
It's the saldo, no, it's the beginning in 2009, continuing in 2010, the planning commission received, so that's 2010 is the newest on this.
Right, now you're talking Silver Lakes? Off our
No, I'll have to
website?
look at yours and then compare it, I just read this and realized, but I have a question, do we have any now compressor stations planned that you know of in Silver Lake Township?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is, there's 3 to 5 on the plan book for Forest Lake right next door. I know there's 3 for sure, but there's 2 also in the works. And I was at the planning commission meeting 2 weeks ago in Susquehanna County's planning commission meeting, and they want to put a new compressor station in Dimock. It's called the Church Station, which is fine. The Dimock people were there to represent that. But they have 2 already, and they want to put this one within a mile of the rest, and it's close to the Elk Lake High School. It's the reason I'm just asking about us having them here. Enough people showed up and asked enough questions on the noise side of it and also the emissions. There was no answers, so the commission tabled it because it was their first hearing, so they had 90 days. That tabling didn't go over well with somebody because an emergency meeting is planned for tomorrow night, which should have a lot more people there from Dimock. Because what we're hearing is they're not saying no. The people at Dimock were not saying no. They were just saying We have 2 already. We don't know what's coming out of them because nobody's telling us. And the noise ordinance in Susquehanna County is 50 dB on compressor stations. They put it in law. It's 50 decibels not at the equipment. It's at the closest residence or business building at their front door. So we were interested because I asked them if anybody in Susquehanna County owns a noise meter. And is there any enforcement they can do with it? No, there's no enforcement officer, there's no noise meter owned by the Susquehanna County, but they said it could be done by local municipalities, so we don't have any here. But they can enforce it locally if you have your own law enforcement for that, because it's a county ordinance, just like, I guess the burn ban would be or some other thing. So we might want to look at it. I think this is going to bring to light the fact that the 2 there are grandfathered in on the noise ordinance. That's the Lathrop and the Teal station. But the bounce back they're getting is from the people right there, including Teals and other people. And another one came up with the pipeline, if you didn't see it. Williams signed an agreement with last year with the Elk Lake School to put a 10-inch pipeline across the property. But the paperwork they signed, they didn't look at, I guess close enough, did not have a dimension on it. So when the plans came back to the school district, it was 24-inch. And they said, well, it must be a mistake. Williams said, here's the paperwork you signed, it didn't have a dimension. Not picking on Williams, I'm just saying, they overlooked it. It became a 24-inch, and now they've retained counsel, the Elk Lake School District, because they want it limited back down to the 10. So I'm glad to hear, so far we don't have any on the horizon, the compressor stations, because that would require hopefully some review by everybody. But if you want to watch, this will be the first one. There's 30 compressor stations planned. There's 3 already built in Susquehanna County. This is the most recent one. It's the only one that's ever been tabled out of all 30 that were planned. And if you want to know the number, I called the state. 400 have been built in the last 7 years in the state of Pennsylvania. So if we get to 30, we're coming up close on 8%. If we do more, we'll be close to 10% of all of them in the state. So it's just was a concern of mine. They've never done, nor can they tell us, I called DEP, a real-time study, what is coming out of the exhaust stacks.
Okay.
They've never done it.
You got about 45 seconds.
You got it. So the reason I called and asked was, I called DEP, and they said they're self-monitored and basically they do self-monitoring, and they tell us if they're breaking the rules on the exhaust. So that's the main focus is, hopefully they'll work this out, so if it comes our time, we'll have some more idea of what they're really doing and what we can expect.
And that's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night at 7 is this meeting, and it's going to be big, and I've already heard Jason Legmite, we got Lance Benedict, everybody's showing up because it's a big issue, and we're going to let the people from Dimock talk about it. It's their thing. Okay. I'm just going to find out because I'm curious about our area.
Okay. All right, great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else? Okay. Alrighty. New business? Have no new business? Am I missing anything? All our advertising's already been in the organization meeting, so okay. All right, no new business. So no, we did have an executive session today, right before our meeting from 6:40 to 6:45 to discuss organizational meeting appointments. Okay. We got the police report.
Good evening, folks. For the month, we had 24 incidents. Excuse me. We had 1 assault, 1 medical call, 3 burglar alarms, 1 animal complaint, 1 burglary, 1 disabled vehicle, 2 domestic disputes, 1 DUI arrest, 2 harassments, 2 miscellaneous investigations, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 1 motor vehicle theft, 1 PFA violation, 2 suspicious vehicles, 1 larceny theft, and a couple of traffic stops.
Thank you. Report in.
I guess we've moved into winter now, and we've been pretty busy the the end of December and the beginning of January, and I hope, I guess, the rest of the winter stays like it's gonna be this week. I doubt it will, but. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. Assessment permits, one for Withers for boathouse on Quaker Lake. Driveway permits,
No.
okay. Anybody applying for any? Okay, so none applied for or issued for the month of December. Okay. Anything we're missing? Nope. I will make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.